Yeah, what we're doing at this point is just looking at some of the traits and kind of discussing what we think about, I mean, what Hedda is like. And I want us to, I'm kind of just going with brainstorming here. And she's selfish, okay. She is selfish. She is very selfish. What is the thing? She seems to be sort of psycho and disturbed. She's manipulative. She's sleazy. I don't know that we would call her sleazy though. Does she just? What does she want out of these guys?
Attention.
I think she wants love, because like she was so like obsessed with like the beauty and all that when Beaufort killed himself. Like I think she wants like passion and
she wants
a real like fulfilling relationship.
Now, what about Testament? Does Testament love her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But I think you're right that she
I
wants.
think she just wants like excitement in it as well though, and he's kind of boring in her eyes.
Okay, passion, excitement. Okay, passion, excitement. And Testament is kind of, I mean, he is kind of boring. How fun is it to go on a 6-month honeymoon with a guy that spends the honeymoon in the library? Right? Huh?
Doing what in the library?
Reading books and collecting notes.
All right.
And there are notes about, I don't know, it's just kind of like some medieval something or other. So how exciting is that? So, what?
No.
What does she not want?
To be a mom.
She does not want to be a mother. She does not want to be pregnant. She does not want to be a mom. Because when he talks about it, looks like you have filled out. She insists. This line will probably be on the test. It's Act 1. She said, when he says, let's see.
It's on page 1470.
Thank you.
At the towards the end. Like filled out is like the third to last line.
Yeah. Yeah. But, okay, right toward, yeah, it's like the Testament is maybe about 10 lines in. Very pretty and charming. Yes, isn't it? Testament says, what? But Aunt Juju, take a good look at Hedda before you go. Isn't she pretty and charming? Dear boy, there's nothing new in that. Hedda's been a beauty ever since the day she was born. Yes, but have you noticed how strong and healthy she's looking and how she's filled out since we went away? Filled out? Oh, can't we forget it? Yes, Aunt Juju, you can't see it so clearly with that dress on, but I've got good reason to know. First line on 1471, you haven't good reason to know anything. It must have been in the mountain air up there in the Tyrol, and she says, important line, page 1471 and toward the top. I'm exactly the same as when I went away, meaning she doesn't want to be pregnant. She's denying that she is expecting a baby. And she doesn't want that responsibility. She doesn't want that calling of being a mother that Judge Brack also talks to her about. And then, now, if she doesn't want to be a mother, what would her life be like?
She would be the one to be pampered.
What?
Like, she would be the one getting the attention and getting pampered instead of her child.
She would have as many responsibilities.
Do you think she just doesn't want the responsibilities?
I think she's afraid of gaining weight and just the aspect of being pregnant.
Okay.
Not getting the attention.
She's tied down.
She's tied down.
She's committed.
Now she's committed, she's tied down.
You can't do as much of that stuff.
You can't do as much of this stuff, right? Now, she would be a nice, what would society think of her if she were a mom, married to the guy who's gonna get this appointment and everything?
How perfect.
Pardon?
How perfect.
How perfect.
Great family.
Well, there's nothing like really special about her. It's just kind of run of the mill, like this is what's expected, and
This is what's expected of whom?
it's just sort of society. You get married, you have your kids, you settle down, you are a housewife for the rest of your life, and that's not what she wants.
What does she want? Does she necessarily want to run around with men and have love affairs?
No, but she just wants excitement and I think a little bit of spontaneity.
Okay. And can women do that at that time?
No.
No. And she seems, is she an intelligent woman, or do you think she's just kind of, now, is she superficial? Is she really superficial, do we think?
I don't know if that's the right word.
Okay. Does she seem pretty intelligent or kind of ditzy and airheaded?
Well, she has to be intelligent to be able to hide all this stuff.
Yeah, she's very smart to be able to manipulate people like she does.
Okay, so
She's like
she's
intelligent, not like she's not necessarily intellectual, like really smart, gonna keep up and read books and all that stuff, but she's not like stupid.
She understands people like the way they work.
okay. What did John say?
Oh, I said she sounds stupid to me, but that's okay.
She sounds stupid to you. No.
I think she knows how to use people's weaknesses.
Okay, okay. She does. Yeah, she really does know how to use people's
Because
weaknesses.
like when she threw the writings in the fireplace, and then Desmond found out that she threw it away, she used his weakness of like him wanting to be.
A dad.
Yeah, she wants to be in control.
Right.
Okay. Also, what was it that she wanted? Let's look just before Act 2. Look just before Act 2. When we find out that there might be a competition with Love Board for the appointment. How does she respond to that?
Are you talking about on 480? I meant 1480?
Mm-hmm. Bottom of 1480. She thinks it's interesting. Yeah, she said, Tesman says, a competition. By Jove, Hedda, fancy that. Ah, how interesting. But who else? I say, you don't mean exactly by competition with Eilert Loveboard. No, but this is inconceivable. It's absolutely impossible. What? We may find it'll happen all the same. No, I mean, and so I'm a married man. It was on the strength of this that Hedda and I got married. So how does Tesman feel about it?
What is this competition? I don't understand.
Sorry? What is it? Okay. Tesman just went away, when they were on their honeymoon, he finished like his dissertation or whatever for a PhD. So now he's come back and he's a doctor. They've named him a doctor. Not like a medical doctor, but he could teach history, like a professor of history or whatever. So that would have guaranteed him. It's like he did all this on the assumption that he had a job at a university. And then he comes back and finds out that Loveborg has now written this book. And Loveborg is going to compete with him for the job.
Oh.
And Loveborg seems to be a little bit more intelligent than Tesman, right? So, and more daring in his writing and that sort of thing. So, Loveborg is single, and he's kind of thinking, but look, I'm a married man. Why would this guy compete with me? I got married with the assumption that I was going to get this job and all of this, and if Loveborg competes with him, it's going to be hard for him to get the job. So what does Tesman think of this? How does Tesman respond?
Ridiculous.
He's scared.
He's scared because he may not be able to support a family, and he's got a wife, and he thinks he's got a kid on the way. And then how does Hedda respond?
Like,
Yeah, top of 1481, Hedda's first line there. Motionless in her armchair. How exciting, Tesman. It'll be a kind of duel, by Jove. It's like a duel over her, of, oh, this is great, I've got these two guys that are competing, not necessarily for her, but to a certain extent, it's whether or not one can support her or the other one might win, and then, you know, we can only guess what would happen if Loveboard won. So she's excited, she wants that excitement, right? She wants passion, she wants excitement, she would be happy if someone did fight a duel over her. What is her thing that she says, well, at least I've got this one thing to keep me entertained,
Her
right?
gun.
Her guns. She has pistols, right? She has pistols, right? And now she has that piano too, but we only see that kind of toward the end when she's playing it and disturbing everyone. So she has pistols, and back to what you were saying earlier about she didn't actually try to kill him. She threatened to shoot him. Mrs. Elstead and Hedda are talking, and Mrs. Elstead says someone from his past, someone he's never really been able to forget. He said that when they broke up, she was going to shoot him with a pistol. Oh, that's nonsense. And you want to note this line. This is another one. Okay, we want Hedda and Mrs. Elstead talking. This is it 14?
Oh, it's the bottom 1477.
77, yeah. Yeah, very last line. He said when he left her, she tried to shoot him with a pistol. And Hedda says, here's another line you should know. Everyone should know this line. What nonsense. People don't do such things. Who else says that at the end? The judge. What happens at the end?
Where is this line?
Okay, first we're on page 1478. The top of the page, 1478. Hedda says, what nonsense. People don't do such things, the kind of people we know. No, I think it must have been that red-haired singer he used to. And then the very last line on 1518. Very last line on 1518. Whenever they discover that Hedda has shot herself, Brack says, it's the last line of the whole thing, but good God, people don't do such things. But not only do they, she does, right? Pardon?
What she did, no.
You think she shot at him the first time?
Well, she threatened him, at least. It's more like that people don't do things, but she does.
But she does,
Yeah.
yeah. And, pardon?
She shot the old guy in the movie.
She shot the old guy?
At the old guy.
Oh, at the old guy, the judge,
She
yeah.
did this on purpose.
Right, she's not really trying to shoot the judge. She's just trying to
Oh,
be wacky.
okay, yeah, when he was coming in the house.
Yeah, she's not really trying to shoot the judge. No, she's just being a real pain. Trying to get attention, trying for passion, excitement, living on the edge. Now, what's wrong with her doing that?
It's kind of insane.
Shooting at the judge?
She's not really shooting at the judge.
I mean, firing a pistol in the direction of someone walking.
Yeah, like he fell.
Okay.
Like living that, like, always trying to find excitement in the next best thing, you're not going to be satisfied forever. Like, so it's just, eventually, you're always going to be searching for, like, the next best thing. And
Yes, yes.
eventually it's going to run out, or you're going to be too old to do the next best thing.
Okay, and now how does she kill herself?
Her pistol, the remaining pistol.
Yeah, with the remaining pistol, right, because she had given the other one to Loveboard. And she thinks it's so beautiful that he shot himself in the heart, right? Oh, how beautiful. He shoots himself in the heart. What is it, why does he despair? This is also kind of significant. Why does Loveboard despair and shoot himself in the heart? What did Loveboard lose?
He didn't shoot
His
himself in the
manuscript.
heart,
What?
though. He didn't shoot himself in the heart, though. They said in the play that it accidentally went off
The
in his
judge
pocket
told her that, yeah.
and shot him in the stomach. Yeah. Because he originally said that, but then when they were talking after.
Oh, okay, but she thinks that he shot himself.
No, he told
She
her.
told her that.
Because they wanted to tell
Yeah.
Tessman that it was just that he shot himself in the heart. But what actually happened is it accidentally went off in his pocket and he shot himself in the gut and just bled out.
Okay, what would be significant though if he had shot himself in the heart? What
That would
did
have
he?
been making it beautiful for her, kind of thing.
Okay, it would be making it beautiful for her. Why the heart
Just like symbolic of love.
of love? What would he have loved?
His child.
His child. What? The manuscript, yes. So he's lost more than one thing. I mean, to some extent, okay, he's lost Hedda, blah, blah, blah. But what has he really lost? He lost the manuscript that she keeps referring to as his child. I'm going to burn his baby. I'm going to burn your
So
baby.
did he shoot himself in the heart? in the
No, the
story?
stomach.
In the stomach,
And that was an accident, supposedly.
supposedly.
I think the judge lied to her.
I don't know.
I feel like the judge was being a jerk.
I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how he shoots.
It was just a
I'm-
nasty look on his face. when
Well,
he
that's
told
true.
her.
The judge is awful. The judge is terrible. But if you think about, okay, he lost his baby, right? Intellectual. What does she shoot? Where does she shoot herself?
In the heart. I guess.
In the stomach?
It doesn't really show or say, I just assume
Look at
that's
what
what she did.
Tessman says at the very end.
She
What is
shot
it?
herself in the head.
In the head. Why
But it
would she
didn't
shoot
say that.
herself in the head and not in the heart?
Because she doesn't have any like blood.
Because she's an intellectual.
She has no heart.
She wants to be an intellectual. Maybe she wants to be an intellectual, okay? Thinking, I mean, what have you got? You've got the intellectual men, and you've got the woman who wants to be an intellectual, but they're, I don't know. I see what you can do with it anyhow, okay?
Is she like torn between wanting to be an intellectual and also wanting to be amused? Because I think that's part of the thing. When she found out that that other chick was like his inspiration,
Mm-hmm.
she got really like jealous, but then at the same time, she still wants to be involved. And I feel like those are like really contrasting places for a woman to be in.
Yes! You got it.
Girl.
Okay. It's the whole,
What?
whether she's, the fact that she is a woman at this time, because it's weird that she shoots herself with a pistol. Or it's weird that she kills herself by shooting herself with a pistol. Okay? She uses, if you, I don't, apparently there's some psychology class on campus that has recently been studying suicide methods. How do people,
Women kill
Women can
themselves
set
with
fire
poison
overdose, yeah.
or like pretty ways.
So
ways
they
that are
don't
not gonna
makes
harm
their figure of physical appearance.
exactly.
Maybe that's just how they
And when they
feel.
kill other people, they do it that way too. If women are not violent creatures generally.
Okay, women
Unless
tend
it's
not to be
violent,
violent. They tend,
provocation, they feel like they feel violent.
I mean, I would wouldn't love that.
Huh?
okay. If you look at suicide statistics, okay. Yeah, if you look at suicide statistics, because I was talking about this last week in the 1 o'clock class, and statistically, you, if you go to suicide.org, like we all want to do that, but if you look at the statistics, methods used by men and women, and, pardon? Men shoot themselves, or if you're in ancient Rome, they'll fall on their swords. Using a sword or a gun, depending on what era you're in, is a masculine method of death, especially in literature. And it's reflected. I mean, look at this. Firearms, 56.8% of men, 32.4% of women. But then hanging is men to women. Poisons are much more common for women. Why? There are several things that you can think about. Number one, historically men would have had access either to swords in like ancient Rome and that sort of thing. It was traditional for like ancient Romans, if you're getting ready to be taken over by a tyrant, Cato kills himself. He falls on his sword because Caesar's about to take over. So he falls on his sword for that reason. So, but then Lucretia, who is trying to assert the fact that she is a Roman citizen, and I mean, you got to think about Ibsen understands this history of literature. Lucretia is this woman, she's the wife of a Roman general, or whatever they called him back then, a Roman military man. Lucretia is raped, and the guy says that he's going to tell that she was willing. She says to prove that it was a rape and she was unwilling, because she is a Roman citizen, she falls on, she takes her husband's sword and runs it into her. So it's an act of, from the times of ancient Rome forward, it's an act which is a masculine act, or in Lucretia's case, because she is acting as a man would as a Roman citizen, because she would be like a soldier or whatever. So this method of firearms, it carries over into the modern age, even where you have guns and weapons. Poisons, on the other hand, if you think about other methods, it's a more feminine or female. Women tend to do that because, as you said, it's a prettier method. It's not ugly. It's less likely to be painful.
Like, to pull the trigger is a big step to pop.
The author's name is Whitman, just like the sampler box of candy. Whitman. Okay. And his poem is Song of Myself. Number 1, the very first line: I celebrate myself and sing myself. If anyone misses that, I don't know what else. Page 982, I celebrate myself and sing myself. It's the first line, and it's all about myself, and it's from Song of Myself, and it's by Whitman. You gotta get that one, please.
All about Whitman.
Okay. Other than that, you need to know that the lines of poetry, where it sounds like you've got kind of a grocery list of opposites, just look for that characteristic, because he's trying to be democratic, egalitarian, incorporate everything, right? And so, like Canto 16 on page 983, I am of old and young, of the foolish as much as the wise, regardless of others, ever regardful of others. The one of the nation of many nations, the smallest of all, that's the very bottom of 983, number 16. Then Canto 21 on the bottom of 984. Okay? And, think about how I chose what I chose last time. I wouldn't give you 4 lines in a row. I would give you maybe 1 line out of all of this. Page 984, Canto 21. I am the poet of the body, and I'm the poet of the soul. The pleasures of heaven are with me, and the pains of hell are with me. Next little stanza there. I am the poet of the woman, the same as the man. And I say it is great to be as a woman as to be a man. Canto 24, Walt Whitman, a cosmos. Of Manhattan the Sun. A cosmos means that he encapsulates everything. Everything is in his cosmos, right? So, although he seems to be really arrogant because I sing myself and celebrate myself, he's celebrating everything and saying that he shares it with everyone. So, the top of 984, and please don't go through and memorize all of these states, that would just be crazy. But nobody else, you're not going to get a line this long in Emily Dickinson, and it's not prose. So that means it's got to be from Whitman, right? Long lines of poetry, Southerner, soon a Northerner, a Yankee, a Kentucky, I'm just looking at the capitalized words here. A Kentuckian walking the Vale of the Elkhorn, a Louisianian or Georgian, this is the top of 984. Just all of those states, Canadian, Newfoundland, Texas, California, Northwesterner, all of these little states and things. He's just saying he is all of America, and America is supposed to welcome everybody, okay? So you want to keep that in mind. You should be able to have a feel for what Whitman's poetry is like. The 2 things that might not feel particular, but you would recognize them, would be I celebrate myself and sing myself, and then Walt Whitman, a cosmos of Manhattan the Sun.
Yes.
Now, would I put Walt Whitman on there, Walt Whitman, a cosmos of Manhattan the Sun?
Maybe.
might put Walt Whitman in the line and ask him who wrote it. Or I might put a blank and then put a cosmos of Manhattan, the sun, and you would know it's Walt Whitman's name. I might suggest that.
Got it.
Okay? So it's
What are you
that.
saying about the cosmos?
Okay.
know what page it's on.
Oh, that is on page 985. It is Canto 24. It is the first line in that canto. I might put blank, a cosmos. And hopefully you would say Walt Whitman would go in the line. That thing is lining up and shining at me for some very strange reason. No, look, the camera is,
He's videoing.
no, this camera is lining up at me.
It's just, well, it's not doing anything. You're fine. Don't worry about it. Ignore it.
No, but look, the light's shining on me.
It's,
Huh.
it likes you. I don't know.
The light's shining.
That's gonna be awkward for the people on iPhone. All right.
Okay, so that
just lay it
should
down.
give you a sense of what's in Whitman. Other than that, we'll talk about Dickinson and Billy Budd and Ibsen on Wednesday. And if you can get these up to the online people.
I'll try.
Is there anything else besides the?
There will be a little bit.